Can anyone of you imagine a technology that can provide instant or real-time access to information and computing power just by our own thoughts alone? Welcome to the world of IoT, Internet of Thoughts. So there have been many arguments about this topic. So let's talk about this. So when you need to read brain signals, so there comes the role of a BMI, brain machine interface. So inside our brain central nerve system, for each task we do, a pulse generates within neurotransmitters. So it could be talking, waving a hand, or can be anything else. So a neurotransmitter is defined as a chemical messenger that carries boost and signal balancers between neurons or nerve cells and other cells in our body. So these chemical messengers can affect a variety of both physical and psychological functions, including heart rate, sleep, appetite, mood, and fear. So in order to access the neurotransmitter signals, we need to capture them. So then we need devices which are capable of reading our brain waves. So there are three types of methods which we can capture the brain signals, which are a non-invasive method. So then we can capture the brain signals with the help of a wearable physical device, such as Emotiv, OpenBCI, and NeuroSky. So there comes the second one, semi-invasive. So it's inserting a microchip in between scalp and skull. So the third one is invasive. It inserting a chip inside the brain neuroparticles. So as for BCI, brain computer interface, in order for the Internet of Thought to fulfill its role, so it must be able to perform these tasks, receive and process brain data in real time, so converting it into shareable information in a cloud, and interpret demand for information and immediately transmit them from the internet to the neural nanorobots installed inside our brain. So let's move to the BMI and Internet of Thoughts. So brain machine interfaces translate neuronal activity of the brain into signals, driving an external effector or affecting internal body parts and functions. So initially, the applications were seen in the field of rehabilitation and medical care for patients to restore social interaction or movement capabilities. So neural signals can be categorized as EEG, EOG, and EMG signals. So the classifying means arranging of groups according to their observed similarities. So outputting a command could be a controlling a robot arm or controlling a mouse, something like that. So the related systems are neural control interface NCI, mind machine interface MMI, direct neural interface DNI, and brain machine interface BMI. So moving to the neural nanorobotics. So there are three types of neural nanorobots. This is a stable, secure, real-time system may allow for interfacing the cloud with the human brain. So this concept was initially proposed by futurist author and inventor Ray Kurzweil, so who suggests that neural nanorobots could be used to connect the neurocortex of the human brain to a synthetic neurocortex in the cloud. So neural nanorobotics can be compared with a CPU device with 100 megaflops processing speed. So moving to the synaptobots. So synaptobots monitor relevant subcellular structures of the human brain, while endurobots and gliabots monitor action potential based electrical information using FET, field effect transistor, so which based nanosensors exist on the neural nanorobot surface. So the main function of ND robots and Glabots are to provide communication and data transmission support for synaptobots. So these neural nanorobots might be transdermally injected to the human body, supplying a medication in a form of absorption through the skin into the bloodstream. So, so in the future, nanorobots will be able to communicate wirelessly, download software when new pathogens arrives, and definitely it will attack cancer, stem cells, bacteria, viruses, and all these disease agents. So they also can work on metabolic disease such as diabetes, a common disease in the century. They could also maintain a healthy level of everything you need in the blood, including nutrition, and basically repair and eventually repair your damaged organs as well. Also, we'll be able to remember everything that ever happened to us because we'll store our pattern of thinking in the cloud and we'll be able to search that pattern of thinking database for useful information. In order to work with a fully functional BTBI system, it will require at least 100 gigabit per second. So the 5G promises to ensure a new way of mobile users to experience VR and AR. So this mobile industry is driving the conversation towards the vestibular ocular reflex (VOR) means that neurological process by which the brain coordinates eye and head movements to stabilize images on the screen. To work with this type of a speed of data transmission, so devices of key design goals include reducing latency, heat buildup, device size, and power of electronics, and trade-offs for processing and latency between embedded, wearable, portable devices, and local processing also could be cloud. Talking about neural nets, so it's a small mesh microchip inject into our brain to monitor the electrical activity of the cerebral cortex. So this will surgically implant in our brain and it would monitor brain activity and send that data wirelessly to an outside computer for analysis. Neural dust. These neural dust nodes usually detect and report local extracellular electrophysiological data that establishes power and communications link with each of the neural dust elements. So you can see the scientists have managed to insert this tiny sensor attached to a rat's nerve, and it is also powered by ultrasound signals. So these neural dust capture the change of frequencies in nerve signals, so which reflects ultrasound. So an external sensor can hear the change, uploaded it to a cloud. A BTBI, brain-to-brain interface, involves including two distinct brain to direct communicate with each other. So BTBI systems were initially implemented in human using non-invasive recordings and brain stimulations. So information was transferred from the sensorimotor cortex of one participant or motor cortex of the second participant. So this is just two brain communications, right? So imagine more than two brain communications. So controlling these tiny insects using antenna via electrical stimulation is a red boot. As you can see the images, so it will show the exact answer for this one. So BrainNet system, we can merge our thoughts with other people's thought. So it could be 10 people, 20 people, it doesn't matter at all. So BrainNet involves the interfacing and processing of neuronal signals recorded from multiple brains. So that enables information exchange between interconnected brains in order to perform cooperative tasks. So we can solve theories, complex mathematical equations, even design lunar projects. So there are many examples of BrainNet. Among them, experiments have been tested using 3 different control systems via 2 to 3 implanted descents on monkeys, and they share a BMI mediate control of a virtual arm. So Elon Musk unveils their plan for brain reading threads and robots to insert them. So Elon Musk Neuralink. So the secret company, and they are developing brain machine interfaces, showed off some of the technologies, and it has been developing to the public for the first time. So the goal is to eventually begin implanting devices in paralyzed humans, allowing them to control phones or computers. And also Neuralink's neurological robot capable of inserting 6 threads, 192 electrodes per minute. So they have developed their own robot for that. So you can see that from the images. So remember the scene in the Matrix where Trinity needs to learn how to fly a helicopter, right? And the tanks downloads a program and teaching her how to do it. So we'll be able to do this. So this is just reality in near future when you need to perform an emergency surgery, right? Just download the ER Doctor program. When you need to learn a new language, just download it. Want to cook a perfect meal? Download the chef module. So in fact, you probably won't even need to download it. So which takes off memory. So you'll be probably just stream it from the cloud. So also Brian Johnson's invested $100 million in a company called Kernel. So Musk's upstart is called the Neural, right? So it is conceivable that within next 20 to 30 years, neural nanorobotics may be developed to ensure a safe, secure, instantaneous, real-time interface between the human brain and biological and non-biological computing systems, which will be empowering brain-to-brain interfaces and brain-computer interface. So that's all for today. So I see you around.